All right, guys, I'm starting from the beginning with a brand new problem here. Tennis legend, the man, Roger Federer, made 63% of his first serves last season. When the first serve went in, look, that's a condition right there, right? You see it? That tells me that's not a straight up probability. I've been given a condition with the next thing I'm about to read. When the first serve went in, on the condition that the first serve went in, he won 78% of the points. When he missed, another condition, a different condition, he won 57% of the points. Those conditions are screaming, hey, make a tree diagram, right? This is not a two-way table or Venn diagram. Make a tree diagram. I put a condition with your percentage number there. Okay, and I think this should be straightforward like the snooze thing. So this part's not hard. All right, we're going to go make the tree diagram. It's in or it's out on his first serve. 63% of the time it went in. We have to do a tiny bit of math to figure this out. These two have to add up to 100 because they're the only two possibilities, so 0.37 for it going out. Okay, then I'm going to put this into two possibilities. He wins or he loses the point. So this is for a W, that's for a loss, that's for a W, that's for a loss. I go through here. When the first serve went in, up here, condition, he won 0.78 of the time. When he missed, so out, he won 57% of the time. I have to find these by subtracting from 1. 1 minus 78 is 0.22, and 1 minus 0.57 is equal to 0.43. And you can't tell me that some of you OCD people out there don't find it completely satisfying to put all those numbers into that little graph. I know you're out there. Okay, now let's see what kind of question we're going to be asked about this. We haven't been asked a question. We just made a tree diagram. We know we can go and multiply and find all these and problems. In fact, I'm going to do that. Ready? Because I want you to see something. 0.63 times 0.78. 0.63 times 0.22. 0.37 times 0.57. Now, I'm not on the test. I don't want you guys doing all of these. You only multiply what you need. You know, that's kind of how this stuff goes. But since we're just kind of seeing this for the first time, let's do some work here. You ready? 0.63 times 0.78. This is the probability that the first serve went in and he won the point. It's 0.4914. That's an and. That's a conditional. That's a straight up probability. 0.63 times 0.22. Okay, I got 0.1386. That's the probability that the first serve went in and he lost the point. Okay, makes sense that this one's higher than this if you know anything about tennis, which I barely do. 0.37 times 0.57. That's 0.2109. So there's a 20% chance that when his first serve went out and he got a second serve and he won the point, that's 21%. And then the last option is the first serve went out and then he lost the point. Whether he got the second serve in or not, he lost the point. So that's 0.37 times 0.43. So that's a pretty thorough tree diagram right there, right? Like I said, I'm not always going to ask you to multiply all those out, but I definitely do want you to see something. Are you ready? 0.63 plus 0.37 is equal to 1. That's the whole sample space. 0.78 plus 0.22, that's equal to 1. That's the whole conditional sample space. On the other journey, 57 and 43, that equals 1 for that conditional space. Watch this. 0.4914 plus 0.1386 plus 0.2109 plus 0.1591. They all equal to 1. Those are the 4 different ways the point can be played out. They have to add up to 1 for the sample space. Admit it, you're a little wowed by that. Okay, if you know Federer won a point, if you know he won a point, that's a condition. You know he won. What's the probability he got it after getting his first serve in? Okay. Right now, if I ask you what's that probability, you're going to tell me 0.4914 and you're going to be wrong. That is not the answer to that question. Because this says if he won the point. That's the probability whether the point went in or not. Once you find out that the first, if you know he won the point, once you found out he won the point, this little track right here and this little track right here are out. So these two wouldn't add up to 1 anymore. That's not the sample space. So this condition makes things different, okay? So I'm going to write, I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to write the conditional probability formula for you. The probability of A given B is equal to the probability of A and B over the probability of B. The conditional part goes in the bottom, right? Well, let's write what we have. If you know he won a point, what's the probability he got it after getting his first serve? So this question is, what's the probability that the first serve was in given that he won the point? That's the question. Given that he won, what's the probability the first serve went in? So what do we need? We need to find the probability of first serve and win. That's the one that you guys pointed at first, that you thought that was the whole answer. It's the numerator, not the whole answer. And it's going to be out of something smaller than 100% here. What goes in the bottom? The probability of the condition part, the probability that he wins. Okay, I told you this was complicated. At least it's the last page. So the probability that the first one goes in and he wins is actually pretty easy, and we already found it. It's 0.4914. Well, what's going on in the bottom here? The probability that he wins. Well, he could have won after getting the first serve in, or he could have won after getting the second serve in. And what do we do with ors? We add them. The denominator goes 0.4914 plus 0.2109. That's how we get that probability. You're going to have to see that when you read the homework. So I think for the next few days, you guys should be very careful about reading homework problems. Don't just read it real quick and try and jump in and put some numbers in a calculator and get an answer. That's the best way to do this wrong. I think you guys got to be careful. Read and reread the problem to make sure you have an approach. Like I'll do a two-way table or I'll do a tree diagram. And then go read the problem over again and sort of figure out if you did that right. So I'm going to hit enter here. I'm going to get my answer, 0.6997. So pretty much about 70% is the chance that if you know he won, he got his first serve in. All right? That's our show for section 4 or 5 here. I'm going to go out of the book today and go 1, 2, 5, 6, 10, and 11. I think the answers are on Canvas. If they're not, I'm going to go take a look and I will post them. All right? Section 4, 6 tomorrow, people. Have a good day.